Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yazmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name is Samantha. I play Elora Greyvale, and she is a sorceress from the province of Nephalia.
Hello, I'm Colin, and I play Cuin Cadeaux, a paladin from Thraben in the province of Gavany.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I play Ogvar Shawfort, a goat-herding, mushroom-seeking ranger from Kessig.
Hi, I'm Rick, and I play Otto, a spring sage from Hanweir, sworn to the land, wandering the plain and setting wrongs to right with his ursine companion, Bojo.
Leaving the now truly empty shell of Stonewell Hall behind, it was a sombre and silent walk back to Stagwick and the Heart and Hearth. With fine wine and ample ales freely flowing, the townsfolk were upbeat and apparently decompressing after a busy day's graft. 4 had set out and 5 had returned, but no one seemed to notice the extra body, nor bother with Bojo the bear, who was busy propping up the front porch of the tavern. Our paladin's fleetness of foot prevailed as he glided effortlessly to the Bard's Beat with Mary, and as Elora lowered the lights, she stole everyone's attention as she told the truly tragic tale of Stonewell and its sinister secrets. As mayor, the journal became Richard's burden to bear, and with some wise words of advice, he took the butler's blood-stained book into safe hands with utmost respect. Otto's observations over the course of the evening had given him cause to be curious of the many unusual aspects about his newfound friends. The strange satchel that speaks and the stinging spell effects delivered by their sorcerers. But, for now, he was just happy to begin by bonding with her bat and getting to know him a little bit better. Episode 118. Gifts, Gold, and Good Pies. Okay, are we going to be leaving later today then, guys?
Well, yeah, we got our thing. Weren't you getting something?
No, was I?
You've been to the dress shop.
Oh, shit, yeah. Okay. I'll try that again. Try that again, Cuin.
Well, we know what we're going to get, you know. It's anything that you're going to get, Laura? By chance?
Yeah, funny enough, there is something that I've ordered for collection. I think she said it'd probably be ready today, so yeah. I was maybe going to give her to about lunchtime and just go and fetch that from her.
Yeah, well, that should take us that long to get everything sorted and, you know, check the wagon over and all the horses and make sure we've got feed.
Do you want to leave, or do you want to go in the morning? If you've got stuff to do, and I can't collect mine till about lunchtime, so do you want to or do you want to leave late afternoon? I mean, I don't mind sleeping out. Perhaps we'd better off probably just push on, hadn't we? So
well, yes.
Maybe leave this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, we've sorted everything here, haven't we?
Yes, as soon as everything's ready to go, and we may as well get on the road. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get to Jenrick's Tower from here, but I know we're about halfway, so we've got a couple of days.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think what I'll do is I'll go and prepare the wagon this morning, and then I'll go along to. I've got to go to the lady with the haberdashery, with the material shop, and perhaps go and see her about lunchtime. So if I start getting the wagon together, Esther, would you help me get things together for the wagon? Just make sure everything's ready and the horses are prepped and stuff?
No, yes, dearie, of course, of course.
Cool, that'd be brilliant. So, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we'll do that then. Yeah, I wonder where. Otto, have you seen Rowan? Rowan? She's going to look in her pouch on her side. Is Rowan in there?
No, Rowan isn't there.
Rowan! Has anybody seen Rowan?
I'm sorry, Elora, I haven't seen him. Not since last night. He was most enlightening, though.
Elora, make me a reflex save.
Oh, crap. Here we go again.
Actual?
Oh, God. That's a 6 plus an 8, so that's a 14 in total.
With a natural 20, no. You are solidly bonked on the head as your bat promptly drops from the rafters and bounces off the rim of your hat.
Oh! What's that? Whoa! She's going to whip her hat off her head and give the hat a shake. And I'm assuming that is he just going to drop onto the onto the table in front of her?
No, he is springboarded off of your hat. So he's bounced off the top, hit the rim, springboarded, and onto the table in front of you.
Oh! Elora's going to replace her hat and say, "Oh, there you are. I won't even ask where you came from. Are you all right, Rowan?" She's going to give him a tickle on the belly.
Yeah, he promptly flops over onto his back, his little wings spread out so you can get full access.
Yeah, she's just gonna get all 5 fingers, and she's gonna like an incy wincy spider. She's gonna get a good old solid tickle on the belly. Are you feeling better this morning, Rowan?
He burps.
Oh, yeah. Somebody made the most of it last night. Looks like everybody else wasn't the only ones to party. Looks like he joined in. Come on then, fella. She's gonna pick
Are
it.
you not going to tell him off?
Well, there's no point. I can tell him off and he just sulks. But Otto's right. You really shouldn't get into people's mead. You've really got to start pulling yourself together, otherwise you're going to find yourself in a lot more of these awkward scrapes and dangerous positions, Rowan. You really need to have your wits about you.
Right, at this point, Cuin's going to take Otto to one side and say, "Look, it's not really Elora's fault. Basically, she's tried all sorts. Why do you think me and Ogvar drink ale? Because as soon as you turn your back, the bat is in your mead. It's just, why do you think we drink ale? And Esther prefers wine.
I can see.
It is an alcoholic bat. There's nothing to be said, you know. She's tried everything, so we're just actually quite surprised at how much it sponges up. So yes, all I will say is we do look at it with a bit of a frown, but be careful if you drink mead. Do not turn your back."
I shall take your warning to heart, Master Cuin. Have you tried seeking help for your bat? Some form of treatment, perhaps?
Well, I haven't gone down that road yet. Esther bought me a book though, and she's just going to fish around in her backpack and pull out this book and just say, "Look, it's understanding. It's a book on understanding your bat."
I bet it
can't
doesn't
remember who wrote it.
cover alcoholic bats. Just a hunch.
I've not got to that chapter yet.
Let me know if you find it. I'd be curious to read it.
I think it's just a phase he's going through. I do pull him up on it, and there's only so much you can do. He's going to have to learn.
I'm sure. Speaking of learning, forgive me, but I know very little of you all. I know your names and precious little else.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's very rude. It was a long night last night and we haven't really had a chance. I'm Elora. I actually work for Cuin's older brother, Casper. I look after cargo up and down the river on the ships. I work on the ships. That's me. But I've been asked by Casper, released by Casper, to help Cuin in a quest that he's been set by the church.
Oh.
And that's pretty much it. You've met Rowan.
Yes, and it was a very, very interesting chat.
He's very sweet, but he's just a little misguided and probably a little misunderstood at the moment. He's young.
Very good. And what have you gentlemen? How did you come to be here?
Well, you seem to know a little of me already, which is slightly strange, but I assume I will get used to it as time goes by. But if I fill in any blanks, obviously my name's Ogvar, Ogvar Shorefort, and originally from Kessig, out that way, you see, and the hinterlands, and I've known Cuin for a little while now. We've travelled together in the past, and when this job befell on him, he got in contact, and we sort of picked it up from there. We met Elora, and we've been travelling together ever since that point. We had a cleric of travelling with us for quite a while. Cuin Cadeaux, he was a hungry fellow, what shall we say? But all the same, all very nice. And yes, he felt he was needed. The church needed him in a different capacity. So he's back in
The kitchen, probably.
Well, it may be, but no, we've left him, and he's doing the church's work now, and very diligently, I must admit, probably more than likely.
A good thing, I think.
I'm Cuin de Gremont. I was sent by the church on a special mission, and to be frank, I'm quite good at hitting things, but I needed somebody who knew his way around, shall we say, and my initial thought was Ogvar. He's helped me out many a time. First time actually, when I actually got lost. But hey-ho, that's another story. And I asked my younger of my three older brothers, I thought maybe a bit of magic. And he recommended Elora, say that she was quite handy. She didn't think so, but she's turned out okay.
Oh, well, thanks, Cuin.
Some of those spells now are very good. She was a bit dodgy to start with, but hey-ho.
Elora just raises an eyebrow.
And we've got to, break some codes and travel from here to here to try and release Avacyn.
Release Avacyn?
From the Hellgate.
Hell Vault.
Hell Vault, Hellgate. Get the old key lock or whatever it is, probably a gate to the vault. I don't know. But we'll find out. I have every faith. And of course, that leaves our good friend Esther.
Yes, hello, dearie. Esther is. I used to look after the church in now, but I've approached retirement, so obviously I'm going on a large adventure now.
The best time, indeed.
Yes. And that is all there is to me, I suppose.
I suspect there's far more, but perhaps another time.
So, as you're finishing up your breakfast, and porridge, bowls scraped clean, plates cleared, lovely breakfast, Mary wanders out of the kitchen. Oh, sorry, almost forgot to tell you. Richard said he wanted to see you today.
Okay, not a problem. But we did struggle to find him yesterday in the daytime. Do you know where he will be today in the daytime?
Yes. He's going to be inspecting the lumberyard this morning. Just on the other side of, go through the little courtyard and up around the back, past the vineyards.
Okay.
Yes.
I think
Sorry,
we can
almost
manage that.
forgot.
No problem. Thank you very much.
No worries. And she begins clearing off your plates and taking them back to the kitchen. Okay, so what are you doing at this point?
Should we go and see Richard first, or if we know where he's going to be at this time, if everybody follows me, what do you think, Elora?
That's a good idea. We'll do that.
Once you finish your breakfast.
Yeah, I'm just mopping up the rest of this. It's really very good.
It sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
Okay, I'm good to go, Kieran. When you are.
I'm always good. Well, right, off we go. She gave you the brief. Where the lumberyard, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Right. Okay.
Out past the vineyards and out that way.
Awesome. Let's go then.
Okay, so you start making your way through town. Again, very quiet, no one around. You make your way through the courtyard, up round the back. Elora, you've been here before when you went to the winery. And then you make your way up towards the lumberyard. As you approach, you can see this kind of big outdoors wooden structure. This large serrated blade, which is obviously powered by the a turning water wheel, which moves up and down, and you can see a very strong looking man diligently kind of pushing a log forwards on the track, and letting obviously this kind of rudimentary machinery take over and begin splitting the log in half. It's not a quiet process at all. And as you look around, you can see Richard. He's stood at the base of this structure. It's this elevated structure, shouting up to the man and just generally having a conversation of sorts.
We'll all approach and see what's going on and sort of make our presence known.
Morning, Richard!
Yeah, okay, so as you approach and you call out to Richard, he turns, raises a hand, and actually begins to kind of walk over towards you. You see he turns back to this man in the lumberyard and gives him a wave and shouts something towards him, turns around and walks towards you. As he gets closer, he greets you and gives you a hearty smile. And you can see these kind of crinkle lines around his eyes scrunch up. Morning all. Sorry to call you out via Mary message. And he gives it a slight chuckle. Just a couple of things, I guess. Firstly, thank you for taking a look around and an investigation of our woes and ultimately resolving them. It's very much appreciated, and I will have a settlement figure for you for completing the job before you leave. Which brings me on to my second matter. When will you be leaving? We don't want you to leave, obviously, but just so that we can make sure everything's ready and everything's all sorted. Is it tomorrow, day after?
Oh, actually, Richard, we've got a rather pressing matter that we need to move on with, and we were planning on leaving kind of later this afternoon. We did talk about leaving in the morning, but we've kind of really got to get going. As much as we'd like to stay, you've been most hospitable, and Mary's wonderful, and the food and the accommodation. I can't thank you enough.
No worries. What time would you say, just so that we can make sure everything's sorted?
Laura's going to just look over to the others. I mean,
I'd say after lunch. You just got to pick up your thing.
yeah, probably about mid-afternoon, Richard, at the latest.
Okay, no worries. And have you got everything you need travel-wise? Food, supplies, rations?
Yes, we've got that well sorted.
Yeah, we do, and we've still got the supplies on our wagon. Thank you, Richard, though.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Yeah, and I guess the other thing I was going to say is this diary that you, the journal you found. I've taken a flip through, and it's most certainly not bedtime reading.
No, it's a bit sinister.
Yes, indeed. And obviously you suggested that we might want to take it up to church, or the authorities, the church, to handle the matter. We most likely will do that. I will probably make the journey myself.
Can I suggest at the same time, Richard, that obviously I'm not sure why you had a vampire spawn so close to you that took Ivona Brady, but obviously there are remains in there. It's an old, as I said before, it's like an old shrine. It's not a shrine. It's like one of these old burial places to Avacyn that the church normally seal up. But there may be townsfolk from here that are missing. I don't know.
There most certainly aren't, Miss Elora. Thank you, though. It's also a matter I'll bring up when I head back up to the head over to I believe Selhoff is nearest. But what I wanted to ask is, do you have a contact name, someone who I can talk to about it?
Well, if you go to Selhoff, it'd most definitely be Cadeaux Chasseur.
Cadeaux Chasseur, excellent. And
Yeah,
I suppose...
Or Ruth.
Or Ruth. Okay.
Ruth, yes.
Yeah, they're at the church in Selhoff. That's probably the nearest one for you, Richard. And
Okay,
they have their ways of communicating with Thraben if they need to.
Okay, thank you. I don't suppose there's any messages I can take back for you? Anything you want sending off from the big city?
Oh, that's very kind. I hadn't really given that much thought. If you wouldn't mind, I'll think on that, and no doubt we'll see you before we go, if that's okay.
Of course, no worries. I was just thinking if I'm going that way, I might as well make myself useful.
Yeah,
Right,
no problem.
okay. Well, I'm sorry to call you out all this way, but yeah, that's everything I had to say, I suppose.
Actually, there's a gentleman called Armin de Cass. He's down from Thraben. He's one of them from Thraben, and as far as I know, he's still at Selhoff. He had a job to do, and we've not been gone that long.
Right, okay. Armand de Cass, Ruth, and Cadeaux Chasseur. Okay. Thank you for that, Miss Elora. That's very helpful. Now, I will have to toddle off to the fields. But anything we can help you with, let us know, and I suppose we'll see you around mid-afternoon time.
Awesome.
There
Yeah,
is
that's
something, Richard. Is that right?
Yes.
And Otto produced this box that he found at the manor. This is, I believe, a magical box that turns into a boat. I have no use of it. Perhaps you could sell it and give it to the families of the victims that the vampire's been preying on most recently. Use it for the betterment of the village. It's fine.
Are you quite sure?
I have no need of it.
This is a valuable treasure.
I certainly hope so. I hope it does good things for your village.
Thank you. And he puts his hand on your shoulder, takes the box. Thank you,
That's all right.
Otto. It's incredibly kind of you.
Well, if it's no good to me, hopefully you can find someone who can use it. Try and get every bit of gold out of them for your village while you do it.
Oh, I drive a hard bargain, I do. And he gives you a sly wink.
Elora's going to catch Cuin's eye and sort of nod out of respect for that move. And that's it.
You might sort of notice the exchange and look across and perhaps briefly explain. Part of my vow to the land is that I promised I shall not do anything for myself. I cannot keep this. It is not mine to keep.
Well, I think that's very admirable, Otto.
Very noble, yes.
Otto, what is your last name? Do you have one?
I'm Otto von Hanweir. It's a village not far from Gavany. Best known for the farmland, really.
Oh, is that one you're familiar with? In Gavany? Is that one you're familiar with? Hanweir. Okay,
Not
never
that I
mind.
can think of
Are you
off the
in-
top of my head.
Are you in pain?
I was thinking.
Oh.
You
Sorry,
know
my
that I
mistake.
don't like that. Basically, most of my life was either spent in the grounds of the estate or in training. So when I did actually manage to get away, I got lost, and that's when I met Ogvar here. Sort of saved me.
He wasn't very far from the estate.
Oh, wasn't I? Oh, okay.
It sounds like that you found the companions that you need more than anything.
Oh yes, I know, I'm not the brightest or the smartest. I'm more like a point, press, let go sort of fellow.
But you can dance.
That's social grace,
Well, it certainly was.
We all had to, it was a bit strange, actually, how do I put this, doing the male part, because we used to have to, me and, don't say anything about this to my brother, but the two younger brothers used to have to be the female part for the two older brothers, while we danced in the various new courtly dances.
I do hope that extended no further than the dancing.
Oh no. We didn't have to put on clothes or anything, but we had to take the minor role as the male leads the female. Until my two older brothers got their own wives, and obviously Casper used to. So we used to practice with the maids.
I bet you did.
I'll just bet you did, Kieran. Right. Yeah. Anyway, Richard, don't worry. Don't mind our ramblings. Yeah, we'll see you later then. Thanks. Elora's gonna turn round and just scuff her feet as she's walking off. Just.
This is a whole new side to Cuin tonight.
Sorry, the maids weren't a viable option in the first place.
No.
I think they were being accompanied for other reasons.
No. The dance steps with the maids were done
Horizontal?
unbeknownst to others. No.
Cuin, you're very good at dancing, but you're also extremely good with a shovel.
Breathe, Yaz, breathe.
She's gone. The DM's lost it. Oh dear.
It was all Casper's idea, so
I'm sorry. The dancing as the female was the idea, or the maids were Casper's idea? Sorry, I'm just trying to get it right.
the maids. No, we had to learn the steps with the older brothers. Then they got married and they danced obviously with their partners. Me and Casper aren't married, and we had no one really to dance with, so we asked a couple of the maids to help us to dance.
And for the DM and podcast editor, edit the shit out of that lot. Good luck.
I'm just
Brilliant.
going to leave it in. I'm just gonna leave it in.
Oh dear.
World building.
Oh dear.
Dear God. Okay, yes, so in the meantime, Rich has given you a kind of a wry smile, patted you on the shoulder, and he's walked past you towards the town. at a fairly brisk pace, obviously disappearing off to do whatever kind of mayorly duties he has. So, the 5 of you, what are you doing?
Well, Elora's still wandering off ahead, waiting for the others to catch up.
Where are you going?
Back towards the town.
Okay, so starting off with Elora, where are you going?
Well, I think she's going to see if she can call in if the dress that she's ordered is actually made or whether she needs to leave it another few hours.
Okay, so you go into the haberdashers, you make your way through the rows and bolts of fabric, again still tottering and towering above you. Make your way up to the counter at the back where you see this old lady sat there. She has a bunch of fabric in her hands which she is sewing away, but as you approach she turns from her work, turns her face towards you. Oh, hello, who's there?
Hello, hi, it's Miss Greyvale, it's Elora Greyvale. I popped in yesterday to see whether you could make me a dress for Ivona. I'm a little early, I hope, I can come back if you're not ready.
No, it's fine, dear. She steps back from her stool, stepping very carefully around it. You can see her hands grasping for it. She picks it up and tucks it back under the counter. And obviously you can see that she runs her hands along every available surface to make sure that she's where she thinks she is. But she bends over and she rustles around a bit underneath the counter before she procures a neatly, well, it's not wrapped. It's in a very a box, like a flat box, and she puts it onto the counter, spins it around as if to kind of flourish the lid off and show you. Takes the lid off. Only as you look at it, you realise she's got it upside down and she's taken the bottom off, so it's actually upside down. So she pats around, flips it over, and reveals the dress that she's sewn for Ivona. What colour did you choose? It was blue, wasn't it?
It was blue, yes. It was a royal blue.
Yes.
With lace and things.
So revealed is a very simple royal blue dress. It's very neatly hemmed. It's although simple in its design, you can see that a lot of care has been put in. You can see that indeed there is lace involved. It's a dark navy lace, and it's a very beautiful little dress.
Oh, that is perfect. It's absolutely beautiful. You're so talented. I couldn't do something like this. It's perfect. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
Oh, the name's Jane.
Jane. Thank you, Jane. It's beautiful. Really, truly, thank you so much. And before you pop, would you like me to pop it back in the box for you?
Oh, if you don't mind, dear, that'd be probably for the best.
Yeah, not a problem. Just bear with me. So I'm going to flip the box over and then pick up the dress that she's already flipped over, place it neatly back in the box. And just one moment, Jane. There's something I'd like to include inside the box, if you don't mind. And she's going to take off a backpack, have a shuffle through her backpack, and she is going to find... She has a beautiful comb with 3 moonstones placed in it that she collected on her journey. And she is going to place that inside because Elora wears a hat all the time. She has no need for sort of finer items that would adorn her personage, certainly not to do her hair. So she's going to place that on the top of the dress, and then she's going to close the lid of the box and tie it back up with whatever mechanism closed it, whether it's a ribbon or a bit of string or something like that.
It would be a bit of string, yeah.
Okay, bit of string. So she'll just tie that up and oh yes, that's what she's going to do. When she gets back to the Heart and Hearth, she's making a mental note that she's going to write a note and put that inside for Ivona before she leaves. Okay, I think that's it then. That's perfect. How much do I owe you for your handiwork?
4 silver, dear.
How much?
4 silver.
4 silver. It's beautiful. Elora says, "Okay, thank you very much, Jane." And she takes Jane's hand, turns her hand over, and she puts a gold piece into Jane's hand and closes her hand back over it. And I'll be sure to remember that you're here if I'm ever coming back through town again, but thank you for that.
Jane smiles at you. It's a gummy smile. And she promptly, the gold coin promptly disappears. She gives you a nod before she feels back around for her stool, pulls it back out and sits back down.
Thank you, Jane. And Elora's going to turn around and walk back out of the shop with her box.
Okay, yep. So you walk back out of the shop. Otto, what are you doing?
I'm going to head back over to where Bojo has been probably relaxing and probably trying his best to stay out of the way, and I shall invite him to come along for a walk with me.
Okay.
I do know a variant of a spell that I would have learned while travelling through slightly colder lands called snowshoes that will speed our movement, and given that we need to have a little scout out of this area, I'll cast that on both myself and on Bojo, and that will last for about 9 hours anyway.
Okay.
And we're going to have a pretty brisk walk around the area, trying to find perhaps where the best, most productive lands are. And then I'm going to use another spell to beseech the land to perhaps make this land a bit more productive for those that live and work there, which is a variant of plant growth. That affects all of the farmland within half a mile of where I'm standing, and it will generate about an extra third in the way of produce.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So you're able to take a wander around. Obviously, you see all the kind of the pastures, and it's very easy for you to find the fields. And yeah, you can head out into kind of the centre of the field area and cast this spell. Yeah.
I think that's all we'll be doing. Just take our time, making sure that that spell really sort of beds in, and then we should just enjoy a morning in the sun where we don't actually have to go anywhere for a bit.
So, Cuin and Ogvar, what are you doing?
Well, I suppose the first thing we do would be go to the smith.
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, we will toddle off to go see the smith. Forgot her name now. Is Eliza?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eliza Stagg.
Yeah, we'll go to see Eliza. Yeah.
Okay, so you head off up towards the smithy. When you get there, you can see Eliza busy working away. She seems to be tapping the metal that she's working on very gingerly, and you can see that every time this kind of ring, this kind of peeling ring sounds, that she very visibly winces. Clearly, she has overindulged a bit in the old alcohol.
Yeah, we'll walk up and good morning.
Hello!
Not so loud, please.
Sorry, it's sort of his thing.
Yes, okay. Good morning. Yes. Hello.
It's I know it's rather early and whatnot, but just passing by. We're out about town, and we just thought we'd come in and see how progress is going with our request from yesterday.
Yes, indeed. And she walks into the back kind of corner of this smithy. You can see it's like a little I want to say storage shed, but it's clearly like a metal store, weapons store. You know, it's where she stores projects that she's working on, all her materials. She opens the door to this little shed, walks in, and she reappears holding what is very clearly Orland's chainmail skirt. She has a clean rag in her hands, which she is currently kind of rubbing over the surface, obviously to remove any grime or any dirt. She walks back over to you where she's been stood, because I'm assuming you've all kind of congregated around her anvil.
Mm-hmm.
She walks back over to you, and folding the rag, she pillows it across the anvil, and lays the skirt across, where you can see that she has done an absolutely marvellous job of reworking the chain to incorporate these emeralds with their silver or their metal mounts.
Oh, now that looks rather impressive. What do you think, Cuin?
Oh, I say that. Yes, that is rather good. Yes.
Yes, that's excellent. Very nice, very nice workmanship. And
Yes,
Ogvar will just
thank
sort
you.
of nod in approval.
Thank you. Yes.
So, obviously, this is for the bag. Do you mind if I put it on where it's intended to go?
Yeah, by all means, by all means.
Okay. So, Ogvar will place Orland on the anvil and sort of like dress the bag, I suppose.
In case.
Adorn.
Adorn the bag.
Adorn
Yes.
the bag.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, so you drape the chainmail back over Orland. You obviously fasten it up and make sure it's all correct and proper. And you can see that this chainmail, obviously, it fits in properly. And it now has 2 rather large emeralds on each end.
Well, no, it's back where it belongs. That looks much better. And Ogvar sort of just, as he says this, he's looking at Orland, wondering whether there's going to be any reply or comment, and not quite sure how to react if Orland bursts into conversation.
Interpretive dance.
I saw enough of that last night.
As you look at Orland, you detect a slight quiver. However, he doesn't say anything at this point.
Okay, and at that I sort of think, okay, that's that sorted. So sling the bag back over one shoulder, and look up at Eliza and say, "Well, thank you very much for your craft, and it's just a matter of settling the bill now, I assume."
Yes, yeah. 5 silver?
Yes, most certainly. Cuin,
That's extremely good work.
it's exceptional for the for.
I'll tell you what, here you go. And Cuin gives her 1 gold piece. Keep the chain, that's fantastic.
Yes, please keep it. It's exquisite. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. That's it's always nice to know a craftsman's work is appreciated. Thank you.
Oh yes, it's excellent. Thank you very much, and yes, we will point someone in your way if they ever ask if they need to know where a good smith is.
Oh, most certainly. Most certainly.
Ogvar will just stick out his hand to offer, to shake on the deal.
Yeah. She proffers you this massive bear paw. Clasps you.
In the hands?
Is that a customer around here? Is
Most
it?
people spit in the hand.
So I wonder anyone makes a deal, let alone risks breaking it.
Well, I've heard of spitting on your hand and
Yeah, exactly.
rubbing it
Yeah,
together,
spit on the hand and shake. We'll just crap in this one.
Maybe it's like dogs sniffing each other.
Spitting, not shitting. Okay.
Oh dear.
She clasps your hand and gives it a couple of firm pumps before she returns to her anvil and very gingerly begins tapping away on the piece of metal, again visibly wincing at each peel.
And Ogvar will just nod and go, I think, thank you very much, and just spin on his heel and exit with Cuin.
Excellent. Okay.
Well, I suppose we'd better go to the bakery, is it?
Yes. Just as on the way, he would sort of just lift the coat flap up and ask, "Are you happy, Orland?" I sense you did not want to reveal yourself to an outsider, but how are you feeling?
As you look at Orland, his two little bag straps wave in the air and he goes, "I love you!"
Well, at least buy me dinner first. You look very smart. You look very regal.
Yeah, it's quite fitting. Two great big gems on a gem of a back.
Well,
Oh,
well said. If you're quite happy and you're pleased with your new armor and your new shiny bits, and you may be able to help us very shortly in maybe transporting some more pastries.
Orland wiggles happily. Oh, they shall be known as the family jewels.
Are you part of a family? Is there a bag family?
Don't know. I've never met a lovely purse to run off with, but if I do, I'll let you know.
Okay, I didn't know it worked like that.
Neither do I.
Maybe that's the next step in your adventure, finding you a companion.
Okay. So, bakery.
Yep,
Moving on.
bakery.
While this is going on, Elora would have gone back to the Heart and Hearth, and she's going to write a brief note to Ivona. She would probably say something along the lines of, "Dear Ivona, I know I bombarded you with questions. I'm not particularly good with children. I don't have any younger siblings, but I wanted to replace your beautiful dress that got ruined. I think when you've put the rest of your weight back on and you're back to your normal self, this should fit a treat. I've also included a little something that was a personal possession of mine that I have no need for, but I think would look very beautiful in your hair. With love, Elora." She's going to seal that into... Well, she's going to fold it up and then she's going to put that on top of the moonstone comb inside the box and just leave it there. And she's going to go to Mary and say to Mary, Mary, is Mary at the bar?
Yeah, you can find Mary. She's most
Okay.
likely in the kitchen.
Okay, she'll go round to the kitchen and say, Mary,
Yes, yes.
we'll be leaving later on today, and I'd like you to put this somewhere for me for Ivona, and once we've gone, would you perhaps give this to her for me?
Of course, no worries. So she takes a box from you and she tucks it away on the top shelf.
That's great. Thank you. And as Elora walks away, she feels a little guilty that she hasn't got something for Brady, but she hasn't spotted anywhere in town that she might be able to get anything for Brady. Is there anywhere she could get anything for Brady, like a toy or a fishing rod maybe, or something? They've got a river that runs through town.
There's the general store. So from the map you can tell there's the general store. And there's also the carpenters. But other than that, you're not really sure where else you could go.
Right, I think she would head back out of the tavern, then being aware that she'd only got something for Ivona and nothing for Brady, and feel quite guilty about that. I think she would head for the general store. She's thinking that perhaps she could find maybe like a little mini trolley wagon for him, because he's only young. Something he can put his things on and pull it around town, put his toys and things on to transport stuff.
Okay. So, Ogvar and Cuin heading towards the bakery.
Yep.
Okay.
Hello, back again. Did you get that order done?
Oh, hello.
Ollie?
Yes. Yes. Yes, just 1 second. I've got it all up in boxes here. I'll bring it out. Just 1 second. I've got some pastries in the oven. Okay. So, you put in an order for whatever.
Bless you.
Well, I didn't order any of that.
Sorry. Flower up the nose. So you put an order in for a number of mixed items. So you will have a selection of 10 sausage rolls, 7 different types of meat pies, 2 of each, 4 of the tear and share venison rounds, 10 cream pastries, 10 varying muffins, 6 different types of bread, 3 loaves of each, 18 stagberry tarts, and 12 other various half and half splits, so 6 savoury, 6 sweet, sets of 10 other, so 10 lots of 6 sweet pastries and 10 lots of savoury pastries,
that's
savoury
60.
pies and pastries.
What?
60 sweet, 60
Yes.
savoury.
Yes,
Six-
a very
60.
60 savoury and 60 sweet. What? Pastries.
pastries.
Pies.
60
Pastries.
Pastries.
pies. So the savouries will be things like. Alright, whoa, stop. Okay. So you will have 6 lots of 10. So 6 different types, 10 of each, sweet pastries. So there'll be things like tartlets.
Right. 6. Really
It's
struggling
just-
with this one.
Hey, it's not that difficult. So-
It's confusing. Right, stop.
Stop. So,
Just to tell you,
6.
I've got it all down. Don't worry.
Thank
I'm
you.
trying to
Thank you.
keep notes. Right, go on.
6 different types of sweet pastry. Right, things like tarts, croissants, things like that. 6 different types, 10 of each. And then 6 different types of savoury pastry, 10 of each. And those will be things like meat pies or, filled with like venison, onion, sausage, pasties, things like that.
On top of all the stuff from before.
Yes,
What other stuff? Yeah.
Wow.
yes.
Are they all boxed?
They will be boxed or wrapped, so things like
I like to imagine that all these boxes come out and they keep getting loaded into Cuin's arms and the box pile's getting taller and taller and we're seeing less and less of him.
yeah. So things like the muffins and the tarts will be stacked in boxes. But things like the meat rounds, they're quite big. They'll be most likely be wrapped up into like a parcel. But yeah, they keep on like he's putting them onto the countertop, and I'm just going to assume that you're going to move them from the countertop into Cuin's arms and just keep going.
Yeah, I reckon Cuin
It's
can take
it's
it.
human Jenga, isn't it?
Is that it?
Yes.
Be like
That's-
Can we run through it again to make sure we've got all written down right?
Right. We got
Oh,
we got
God.
10
I'm
sausage
joking.
rolls.
I'm joking.
I'm waiting for the reflex save as you leave the bakery.
It's a bit like Kaplunk. You pull out the middle one and see if the whole lot collapse.
You know what? He also chucks in 6 flatbreads. There we go.
Six
Oh, nice.
flatbreads. Oh,
There we go.
lovely.
Tear and share flatbreads.
One slight problem.
What's that?
I'm paying and I've got my arms full. Hold on. So I'm just going to put it down and I'll go. Right, that is absolutely wonderful. How much is that?
A gold or 2, that'll be fine.
A gold or 2? I think not.
Oh,
there you
well,
go.
Okay, well, a couple of silver's fine. I don't mind.
No. Cuin hands him a platinum.
He takes this platinum piece with like almost a reverence. He's never seen one of these before. He's heard of them. He's never seen one. He takes it with this reverence and almost like holds it up in the light from the ovens as it glows this kind of golden colour. And it's like this kind of holy moment, like you almost hear the angels singing.
And I'll turn to him and say, now don't spend it all at once, but you have no idea how good your food is and what a relief it'll be to actually have decent food instead of these dry rations. I think we've got enough here to last us a couple of days, even Elora.
He looks at you, pockets the platinum, and without saying anything, chucks a couple of baguettes at you. Not violently. He doesn't spear the baguettes at you.
Do you have to have a reflex save from that?
Yeah. No. He piles some more baguettes and stuff into your arms.
And I'll turn to and
Then
say,
he closes the shop for the rest of the week.
The rest of the year.
and if I do manage to get in contact with my brother, like I said, I will be getting in contact with him and see if he can actually do something for this, for yourself and this village.
Thank you. That is most generous and kind of you. Wow. Thank you. If you're ever passing by, then please come again.
Well, we have got to return. We'll see how much we've eaten. We're
So, what are you doing with your towering stack of boxes?
going to go all out.
Well, I think we should take them to the cart.
Yes.
Because obviously Ogvar will pull Cuin sort of like out the door a little bit, out of the earshot of the baker. Say, well, if we've had all these pastries off him, and then we go outside and then we haven't got any pastries, it looks a bit odd. And he might think we've thrown them away.
See what you mean. Yes. I never thought of that.
So yeah,
Okay.
Between us, we'll sort of have half the pile each, and we'll walk down the street with a towering pile of pastries.
Excellent. Okay. So, Elora, you've gone to the general store. You're looking for a small toy cart.
Yeah, just like a wooden cart or something with one of those pull handles that you can get on them that kids sometimes have, almost like a mini brick trolley, but something that he can pull toys and fishing gear and things like that. Something that will grow with him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. You are able to find one. It is priced at 2 silver.
Okay, Elora will buy that.
So you purchase a toy cart for 2 silver.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
she's going to pull that along behind her and she's going to go back to the inn.
So, Ogvar and Cuin, you've made it back to the inn. With all the pastries, you head around to the... I take it you're going to head around to the cart at the back, or the stables at the back?
Yeah.
Yep. You're going to deposit the pastries inside of Orland.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Orland very happily accepts them. They go straight in, filed away for later consumption. What are you all going to be doing with the remaining... It's probably about 10 o'clock in the morning. So what are you all going to do with the remaining kind of 3-4 hours left in Stagwick?
I think Elora is going to stay in the Heart and Hearth because she feels very comfortable there, and she is going to pull out the book on battling the bond and continue to read about bat behaviour from, what was his name? Somebody, Iram Bati or something.
Yes.
Was his name, wasn't it? Yeah.
Okay, so you indulge yourself in your book. Otto, are you still walking around town with Bojo?
Yeah, just again enjoying the day, knowing that there's gonna be a hard march a bit later. You might clean out his sandals and make sure that they're not falling apart too badly. But beyond that, he's quite happy as he is.
Okay, nice. Cuin and Ogvar, what are you doing?
I'm going to turn to Ogvar and I'll go, Ogvar, you keep making us a nice cup of coffee when we're on the road.
I try to from time to time when the time allows, yes.
Are you still okay for coffee grounds?
I don't know. I haven't looked for a while.
Quite a bit of coffee. There was quite a big pack of coffee. But we have been out.
Okay. And then I'm going to turn to, if I can, Otto and say, Otto, when you're out, have you got a tent?
No, I don't really need it. You get used to getting rained on once. You spent a few months out there, and I've been out there for a few years.
So you don't use a tent?
No, it's okay. I mean, I try not to sleep on too rocky ground, really. I mean, my hip's not really up to that too much. Nice bit of soft dirt, it's okay. Just brush off in the morning.
Okay. Right, Cuin's going to turn to take Ogvar and Esther to once. I said, do you mind if we get Otto a tent and a couple of blankets?
Well, I think it's well within our capability to buy him a tent and some blankets, but if the man says he doesn't want one, I don't think you can force it on him.
Okay. Oh, just a couple of blankets.
Okay, so if you want to go buy some blankets, just take the cost out of the PHB. I think it's not going to be a lot. So you buy some blankets, and I take it that's going to be kind of the last kind of prep you're doing before you go, aside from tacking up the horses when it's time and making sure everything's in order. Okay, so
There's a couple of things Otto will do before we actually travel, but I understand that we need to see Richard first. Is that right?
no.
Okay.
Um,
I thought the
okay.
others had a reward coming. So.
The only thing Ogvar would try to do, with, unless it interferes with anything, is probably try and find Ivona to say goodbye.
Okay, yeah, you try looking for Ivona, but you are not able to find her at the moment.
Okay.
So, early afternoon rolls around, possibly about 2:30ish in the afternoon. You've tacked the horses up, you've hitched them up to the carriage, you've ensured that your rooms in the Heart and Hearth are empty and you have all your personal belongings. All bits of miscellaneous shopping have been completed, and you begin to head out. As you leave, you guide the horses over this small bridge, and as you reach the peak of the bridge, you can all see in front of you, gathered, are the townsfolk. Mary, Uncle Al, Richard, Ivona, Brady, their parents, Jane, all of them have gathered at the foot of the bridge, lining the street. And as you roll the carriage over, Richard steps out, and you bring the carriage to a halt. Richard draws himself up straight, looks at you. A few matters before you go. Thank you for everything you've done for us. You have done so much for this town. You are truly heroes, and there is no way that we can offer you enough thanks. Should you ever pass this way again, or even wish to come for a holiday, you are more than welcome. You will never have to pay for a meal nor bed here. You will be forever accepted as one of our own, and even should you wish to join us here and join a more rural lifestyle, you will be welcomed with open arms, all of you. Thank you. And he walks up towards the side of the wagon, towards the front of the wagon where you're sat, and he hands over a small bag, which chinks merrily as he hands it over. This is the reward that we offer to you for finding this great evil and destroying it. It's the least that we can do for you. So here, please. And he holds the bag out to you. Drops it into your hands or into your lap. And another thing. Someone here wants to say a special thank you. And Ivona comes running out from behind, clambers merrily up onto the front of the wagon and throws herself bodily at you, Ogvar. Gives you a massive hug to start off with. And she goes around cueing her knight in shining armour. Elora, Esther gives her a very motherly kiss on the forehead, brushes her hair back. And even Otto, she comes up and gives you a hug and then absolutely buries her face into Bojo's fur. Absolutely loving it. I'd imagine Bojo would probably give her a bit of a lick and she squeals in absolute undiluted delight. Richard picks her off of the wagon, pops her back down on the floor, and he hands her something which he's been holding behind his back. It's a very sloppily wrapped parcel in varying different colours. It's got a large tag on it which you can see some kind of painting or drawing, and in very messy handwriting you see the word Ogvar written. It's bound with some very colourful ribbon, and she very proudly presents it to you, Ogvar, beaming from ear to ear.
Thank you, Voda. It's very nice, very kind. What is it? I'm sort of like holding it up and sort of trying to peek through the wrapping that it's bound in and sort of trying to guess at what it is.
She just beams up at you and she gets, surprise! It's a surprise. And she hugs you once more, giving you the tightest squeeze she can possibly manage with her thin arms.
Yeah, Ogvar will sort of, although he's got the package in his hands, he will put it down beside him and just give her a big hug as well, and sort of just like sit her on his hip and sort of say, well, everything's turned out okay, and it seems a long time ago now since we found you in the forest, but it's all ended up for the best, and I hope to see you again someday. But until that point, I hope you stay out of trouble until then.
She giggles, and Richard takes her from you. She doesn't want to leave you. You can see she's starting to kind of hiccup a little and cry. But Richard takes her and consults her. Oh, come on, Ivona. They've got to go. They've got important things to be doing. And he steps back from the carriage, and you see Brady comes to join him, and he holds Brady's hand. And the villagers who line the street. Is there anything you want to say before you set off?
As Brady pops out from around the side of Richard, I say, oh Brady, it's good to see you up and about and back to your usual self. You're looking far, far better.
He smiles at you and kind of hides behind Richard's leg, ever so slightly.
Stay out of trouble and make sure you look after your big sister.
Hi everyone. We might be back in a few days. Once we got this done. But we'd like to thank you for the hospitality that you've shown us. And we are really glad we could help.
Here, Cuin. Totally agree, wouldn't you, Esther? It's been an absolute pleasure. It's lovely to meet all of you, and I do hope that we see you all again.
Innistrad, bless you all.
And with that, you set off. As you gee up the horses and the horses begin to clip merrily away with Big Bear behind in tow, all of the villagers, they close ranks behind you, kind of following you along, and they follow you down to the gate, and you are met with kind of cheers and goodbyes, shouts of, best luck wishes and come again soon kind of thing. And the villagers give you a lovely send-off. And as you... Is anyone looking behind you as you go?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You will be? Okay. And as all of you kind of look behind you as you go, you see, stood near the front, Mary, in her kind of usual attire, kind of this gingham hair cloth over her head. Al, Uncle Al, the brave and foolish Uncle Al, steps forward and boldly swoops her down into a low dip and then firmly kisses her, which is met with hoots and raucous applause and several exclamations of, "Finally!"
Well, we'll just join in with the cheerers as we leave. A scheduled visit to Stagwick's blacksmith saw everyone exceptionally pleased with the work Eliza had produced, not least of all, Orland. The party bag was now bedazzled, sporting some seriously smart, overly expensive emeralds on his chainmail shirt. Elora was ecstatic, as she was still trying to encourage her companion Haversack to get over his hang-ups from their previous relationship problems that had started back in Selhoff. Afternoon eventually arrived, and after arranging gifts for the children, concluding various conversations, and tidying up some loose ends, Cuin collected copious amounts of cooked goods and pastries from Buck's Bakes. The common theme of undervaluing goods, services and skills within Stagwick had not gone unnoticed, and the friends had been quick to insist on parting with fair payment for what they received. As the whole town gathered at the gates to say goodbye to the team, handshakes and hugs were exchanged, along with party payment for their services to Stagwick. The companions, together with their wagon, rolled out on the winding road once more. The sight of Stagwick faded behind them, but the feeling of genuine warmth lingered, and life somehow felt a little lighter as they took a jaunt in the general direction of Jenrick's.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.